Hi everyone, today I'll be painting Boneripper's skin and I'll be using the 3G special set, the zombie skin and decomposed flesh. I'll be using all four colours and I've already base coated the model with purple and now I'm going to mix purple and the brown. I'll do about 50-50 and I'm using the airbrush for this. You can use a brush. What I used to do before I had an airbrush, I would dry brush a lot. So you can see here I'm kind of doing a zenithal spray. So I'm hitting the highest areas by spraying from above. But with dry brushing you can do a very similar thing, right? By just dry brushing downwards or going, so you just catch the top of the muscles, for example. I hope I explained that correctly. Now a bit brighter, Decomposed Flesh and the grey brown, 50-50. If you want to be a bit lighter you can add more Decomposed Flesh. I think for this one I added a bit more Decomposed Flesh. And here I'm just doing the same thing again, the zenithal. However, I'm just trying to aim for the highest, like the highest parts of the muscle. So I'm trying to stay away from all the shadows and where I previously painted the brown and the purple color. So I still want to show that in the recesses and give some shadow, give some depth to the model. Now I'm just using pure decomposed flesh. If you wanted to, I guess you could add some white to it if you want to skip it, but I just really want to try building up the color gradually. And also I noticed some mold lines, so it's a bit shiny in some parts, and what I did, I just used some super glue and just covered all the mold lines, and it seemed to work okay. So I didn't want to start over again and sand everything and fit it in, so I just was a bit lazy and used super glue for that one. So for the decomposed flesh, I'm still doing zenithal, and now I'm just trying to catch the muscles again. So basically it's the same as before, but you're just trying to cover less and less of the model and only aim for certain areas that are really catching the light. If not, if you're not really bothered about realism and so on, you can actually just spray for the parts that you think will look interesting, that will catch people's attention and really bring all the creases in the skin and the folds and so on. Now I use luminous flesh and decomposed flesh, and this one is a bit different. It's not really zenithal now. This is more super focused on the individual muscles and the edges of the pectoral muscles and so on. I do go over those areas a bit more than I should have done, but what I do later on, I will go back and use purple again or brown and just go into all the shadows. I do like a reverse zenithal where I hold the model upside down and then spray with the purple again, and then I can further highlight the shadows a bit more. I've glued all the stuff together now. I've done all the metal parts. I've glued on all the head and all this. So now I'm, as I mentioned earlier, you can go back if you oversprayed with the bright flesh, and you can go back to all the crevices with the purple. I just tried mixing the purple with a different color so I can kind of add a mid-tone rather than just full-on purple. It might be a bit too strong. I want just to kind of add a little bit of shadow and gradually add some interesting colors. I focused a bit on the scars too, where it's been stitched together, so it's kind of like bruising and inflammation. Now I use a brush and I use the luminous flesh, and I just highlight now the sharpest parts, basically edge highlighting, and I just pick out all the little creases, the edge of the pectoral muscle, and I do a bit of glazing as well. For example, on the pectoral muscle and the shoulder muscle, and even the bicep, the tricep. I hope you know what those muscles are. Basically the arm muscles. And I just kind of glaze it, and it takes some time, and it really helps, and it's a bit more precise than an airbrush. Again, you can still dry brush if you want to just speed paint, but it is worth taking the time to use a brush and take your time to edge highlight these areas, because it really does help eventually, and it really makes it really sharpen the different muscles and the folds and all the scars and so on. So this is the finished mini. Well, it's not really a mini, but yeah, I really like this set. I had a really good time with it. I'm not the best with flesh, but I really learned a lot through this process. You know, we can always improve, and it's just about experimenting and just trying it. So yeah, I really recommend this set, and I hope this tutorial was useful. And if you like the video, please give it a like and subscribe if you want some more videos like this where I test out different paint sets. Thank you.